The Sixers bounced back from their Game 1 loss by beating the Raptors on the road last night. Jimmy Butler was the star for Philly, scoring 30 points with 11 rebounds. The Raptors had a chance to tie it up in the closing seconds. Danny Green missed an open three. The Sixers, won their first game in Toronto since 2012, snapping a 14-game losing streak. Game 3 moves to Philly on Thursday. So, Shannon, how impressive were the Sixers last night?
Considering how badly the Sixers stars played, I'm shocked they won this game, Skip. Joel Embiid had 12 points. Yeah. James Ennis off the bench scored more points than Joel Embiid. Ben Simmons had 6 points. Greg Monroe off the bench had more than Ben Simmons. And Tobias Harris. Skip, I am shocked that how well, if someone would have told you, say, you know what? You're going to get 18 points from Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, and you'll win the game. And I can assure you, they say, no way. No way, no how. But that's what happened. Jimmy Butler came to play. Jimmy Buckets is a pro, not just a professional basketball player. And he understands, Skip, the great players cannot stop other great players, but you got to match them. He let Kawhi go get 45, and he wasn't even close to that. Yesterday, Kawhi had 35. He had 30 and 11. Okay, we can offset that. But for Ben Simmons to have 6 points now, maybe we need to factor in whole cloth, the best two-way player in basketball out there on the court. You ain't about to get a whole bunch of points on him. Because remember, Skip, one time he had made him have 11 turnovers. Couldn't even get the ball up the court. Kawhi said, no, let me show San Antonio, the Spurs, what they're missing, Jenny. I want to show them what they're missing. Showed them, too, didn't he?
Jimmy Butler had 30 points.
Oh, he was guarding Ben Simmons. You know what, Skip? You know what.
Who was guarding Ben Simmons? Oh, no, Ben Simmons was guarding him. That's the point you're missing.
No. Oh, well,
They switched last night.
Yeah, because we first of all, on the offensive end, we need Jimmy Buckets to give us some buckets on the offensive end. We can't have him exhausted trying to deny Kawhi the basketball and try to neutralize him. We need some offense. Look, first of all, Ben Simmons only gets a couple of layups and some dunks. He ain't shoot from the outside, so if he's a little fatigued, so be it. But you and I both are equally as shocked. Joel Embiid had 12 points.
Are you trying to put words in my mouth?
Yes.
I'm not shocked at all. Wait, I haven't even spoken yet.
Hold on.
What is happening here?
Told me,
you and I are both shocked. I'm not.
Hold on. You told me that the best player in the Eastern Conference, now that the king has vacated his castle, is Joel Embiid. And they won a playoff game.
Is it my turn yet?
No, it's not your turn. I could have swore I'm talking.
You're just babbling right now.
I could have swore that's what you told me. And for
Let me answer that.
Joel Embiid is going to, I believe, I don't know what you believe, I believe Joel Embiid will finish top 5 in the MVP voting. For a top 5 MVP candidate, for his team to win a game on the road in which he only scores 12 points, and another all-star player only scores 6 points on the road, and they win that game, it's hard for me to believe. I don't know if I've ever seen anything like that before.
Now for the truth of what happened last night. That was all about pure guts. That was classic Philadelphia blue-collar tenacity and toughness and grit, because that short-handed basketball team held number 2's team to 89 total points in Toronto. They out-rebounded number 2's team, the Claws team, 53-36 in Toronto. Let those numbers sink in. 89 points and 53-36 on the backboards. That's nothing but pure guts. And I want to congratulate the Sixers, although they consistently need to have backs to the wall, to reach down, to show you what they're really made of. What happened in Game 3 at Brooklyn when everybody said, uh-oh, they're in big trouble now? Ben Simmons rose and shone that night in Brooklyn with 31 points with no Joel Embiid. And Ben Simmons made 9 of 11 free throws that night. He made 11 of 13 shots, and it was guts. Are you getting texted by LeBron?
Yep.
Did he screw up any of the words? Typo any?
Skip. He was hot.
Did he call you Sterling?
Do you know
Sterling Sharp, right?
What? You
That was funny.
You love that.
That was
you know
funny.
what? You love when LeBron makes a little tiny little gap.
I thought he had somebody doing that for him, but
No.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
so did I. You'd
Yeah,
think.
I don't know. We'll talk about that later.
We will.
Here's the point. Joe, I told you yesterday, Joel Embiid has what's turned into an arthritic right knee. They were treating it on the sideline. It is chronic, and it's going to be an ongoing problem,
Too bad.
not just in these playoffs, but in his career.
Correct.
It is
He's
too
got
bad.
that Andrew Bynum thing going. Remember how Bynum just finally just couldn't go on his
Dropped
knee?
off a cliff.
And I'm fearful that Joel might also. On top of that, he had the classic stomach flu, as he used a word for it after the game last night that I can't repeat, but he
Your
had
little motion eyes.
double jeopardy. And yet, he rose and shone and gave them all that he could give them. And who made the biggest basket of the game last night? Did you see what Joel Embiid did?
Yeah. Nice spin move.
Nice spin
Up
move.
and under,
Yeah,
yeah.
can we see that?
Yeah, there.
I mean, that put them back up 3 with, like 10 seconds left? And I think that meant so much to that basketball team that guy sucked it up and pulled them up by the bootstraps just to hold on for dear life against a team that was on fire down the stretch.
But here's the thing, though, Skip. I will concede that to you. It was an unbelievable because you said he has an arthritic knee.
But let me finish.
Okay.
Let me finish. Greg Monroe stood in.
Yes.
He stood up big for Joel Embiid. And then with 4 minutes left, he had 10 points and 5 rebounds, about 4 minutes left in the third quarter. He turned his ankle, and he was gone for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
That was a huge loss for them. Mike Scott, who's hit some big threes for that team, I don't know what happened. He's got some heel injury, and he was in a boot on the bench last night, so he can't go.
Right.
So you're getting worse and worse. You're having to play James Ennis, Jonah Bolden, and Amir Johnson. That's who you're having to resort to because they're just shorthanded. They're just a battered basketball team right now. But I said yesterday, Jimmy Butler has to take more than 14 shots.
Yes.
And he took 22 shots last night. He scored 17. He scored 30, obviously, 17 in the second half, but he scored 12 big points with 3 big assists in the fourth quarter. Why did they acquire Jimmy Butler? To close for them, and he closed the door on number 2's team in their building last night. That's what he's made of. Guts and grit and mental toughness. That's why I picked the Sixers to win the East. I'm going to hang in because I don't love Embiid's knee right now. But again, this team is weird because it needs to be pushed backs to wall. That's when you get the best of these Sixers. When you let them be free and easy in the lead, they'll start to cough it up because they don't take it seriously enough. They haven't figured out how to step on the other team's throat. But if you start to step on theirs, they will fight back.
But for me, Skip, Joel Embiid is clearly the best player on their roster. And for them to go on the road, that would be the equivalent. Do you believe Kansas City could have won the game? Do you believe the Patriots could have won the game in Kansas City if Tom Brady only throws for 150 yards?
Well, if he had stomach flu and a bad knee?
No.
Well,
It doesn't-
obviously.
But he can't. That's what I'm saying. For you to overcome that on the road, when Ben Simmons has 6 points, Skip, Ben Simmons played 44 minutes. He had 6 points. James Ennis outscored him. Greg Monroe outscored him and played half the minutes. Greg Monroe played less than 12 minutes. So he played 3 times fewer minutes than Ben Simmons and had more points.
Okay. I can't explain Ben Simmons' offensive lack of output.
Yes.
But they did switch. This was key to the game. They switched Ben Simmons onto number 2, and he at least made him work harder for his points. He bothered him a little bit. He kept him a little bit more away from the basket, away from the rim.
The man was 13 and 24.
Okay. That's not bad. Look at what did he shoot?
13 and 24.
What did he shoot from 3 there? Help me out.
He was 3 of 10.
Oh, 3 of 10. You like that?
Hold on.
Does that work for you?
So when did we think Kawhi was Steph Curry or Klay Thompson from the three-point line? Yes, he could hit them.
Because he started getting frustrated. He couldn't get to the rack.